Shalom.
Call Holoyamla Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahapushai, Bahasham, Hakudash. Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahapushai, Rakata Hakudash, Bahasham, Yahapushai, Bahasham, Hakudash.
Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders in the Akim and the Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go into a quick video entitled Hate the Evil and Love the Good. It's really black and white, right and left. Jacob, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, and the children of Esau, the Edomites, the so-called white race. We hate the evil, those that are of the house of David, the elect, the 1/3 of the Israelites that will be blessed with salvation, right, through the blood of Yahushua, the Messiah. As everyone, they're in mourning right now. They're in mourning because they realize, a lot of people that voted for Trump, they're realizing that Trump is full of BS as well. They thought that he was so much better than Biden, but they trusted in Egypt and the staff of Egypt, and the Most High has broken the scepter, the spirit, the staff of Egypt, and has pierced their hand. And the ultimate piercing is going to be what? That mark, that grain of rice that go in their hand to be able to buy and sell, because we see Trump got the guy that's got all the technology for that grain of rice, aka the chip, right? The MOT to the busy. The MOT to the busy. The MOTB, mark of the you know what. So let's see, I had another precept in mind. I had it in mind. It slipped my mind, but it's okay. That was an extra precept, but we'll start here in the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 13. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doeth make manifest is light. So what is light? The commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High. That's the only righteousness in the earth. Romans 10 and 5. The righteousness is of the law, not men creating any madness of a doctrine from their own wicked dark mind. And Christianity saying that the laws are done away with. You're putting away the light. So we awaken back into the truth and realize the light that we follow is the commandments. And first and foremost, we have faith and we follow the light of the commandments. Follow the Messiah. So verse 14, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest. That's the valley of dry bones. What's dry bones? Death. And we know that also when the scriptures say that he fell asleep. He slept with his fathers, meaning what? He died. So we the valley of dry bones. That's death. When you don't have the commandments of the Most High, then you're just a walking dead vessel. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead. Meaning what? Valley of dry bones here in America, Babylon the Great. And Mashiach shall give thee light, because he's our head now. Let thine eye be single. The head is light. Yahushua is light. And then it enlightens the whole entire body, the true Illuminati, or the 1/3 elect of Israel. Not the Illuminati on the left-hand side of Satan that runs the earth today, the Edomites, and all the wicked heathen that are joined unto them, right? Verse 15, see then that ye walk circumspectly. That word circle means a circle, and spec means vision. So full circle vision, like we're night owls. Why is it night? Because it's darkness in Babylon the Great. So you keep your head on a spiritual swivel and watching everything with a spiritual eye. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And what makes you wise? The commandments of the Most High makes you wise. saying the laws are done away with make you a fool. Those are Christianity people. They're fools. Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil, and we are in the evil era of the heathen rulership headed by the chief thief Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And so we'll go here to Ezekiel. Let me see, Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 6. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and doest dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. See, what did Joshua say? The mighty leader Joshua that led Israel into the promised land after Moses, that completed the task, right? Who completed that mission. He said, "As for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord," and that's the house of Israel. That's the house of David, the 130 elect, the remnant. So, scorpions. We know that the Messiah called in John 8:44 said, "Ye are of your father the devil," and also he told those wicked sellout Pharisees, he said, "You tell that fox," talking about Herod, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He said, "Tell that fox." A fox is slick, cunning, deceitful, right? They're slick, and that's what the so-called white man is. And when you pay attention in the spirit, the Messiah, he was calling out the so-called white man as a deceitful snake and serpent. So we're amongst scorpions. What does a scorpion do? They bite you with their tongue, with their tail, right? And that's what Esau Edom does. He's the serpent. That's another level. That's another form of a serpent that bites you and is deceitful and just a ferocious beast. So we're among scorpions. Those that are following the societal norms of Babylon the Great, they're scorpions. And when we depart from wickedness, then they want to bite us with piercing words and slander us, and want to offer us up for to be judged by unjust rulers. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, for they be a rebellious house. And our people are wicked, majority, the 2/3. That's why they're the same. They're in their lot again today in these last days, saying we have no king but Caesar. Our people, they have Stockholm syndrome. They have slave mentality, right? They have slave disorder. They love the enemy and hate their brother. Ezekiel 3 and 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Because these people are wicked. They have, like I say, their precepts are their emotions, leaning upon their own dark, wicked mind and whatever scoffing narrative that they can create from their own wicked, dark, filthy mind and spirit. That's their precepts and not the Most High, And the Most High has made our forehead stronger against their foreheads, because the spirit is stronger than the flesh. They have a hard fleshly forehead. We have a strong spiritual forehead, and that's going to destroy their forehead over and over, because we're speaking the words of the Most High in the name of Yahushua. So we don't fear. We in this fleshly body, but our spirit and our spiritual body, we're in the mindset of the spiritual body that's going to destroy when the elect are risen up. Lord willing, we're of that number. Is going to be infinitely greater than their spiritual bodies, but we're we're putting on as the elect, as the scriptures say, right? Put on as the elect. So I want to get Hebrews as well. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 14. For here we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. You see, we have no continuing city here in Babylon the Great. First, let's go up to verse 13 first. That's what I forgot to do. Verse 13. Let us go forth, therefore, unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach. So we follow hard after the Messiah, right? Let's see, I want to get the translations. In verse 13, so let us go out to him outside the camp and bear the disgrace he bore. And that's Yahushua. And what camp is that? The camp of the Israelites. And let's get that word in the Hebrew, camp. Greek word is G3925. And encampment, the camp of Israel in the desert. See, that's the new camp of Israel in the new desert. Desert is dry, right? The words of the Most High, that's the everlasting waters. So that means where the word of the Most High is absent, then that means you're in a dry land. And Babylon, the Great America, is the ultimate desert, the ultimate dry land spiritually, because they said the laws of the Most High are done away with. So Israel, this is reminiscent to the wilderness, the Israelites in the wilderness. So that's the camp. The Israelites is the camp, not all heathen nations. It's pure idiocy and foolishness to think that these heathen are trying to follow after the Most High and after the Messiah. Look at their societal norms and their structure. Is it based off the Most High, or is it based off of just false gods and false idols and wickedness? So that's what the camp is. It's the camp of the Israelites. Verse 13. Let us go forth, therefore, unto him without the camp, the Israelites. Because why? Only the remnant is going to go without the camp, aka going to go without the nation of Israel, the 2/3. So only 1/3 is going to go without the camp, or without the full nation, bearing Yahushua reproach. Verse 14. For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come, because the majority of our people are following after Satan. They're following after the Edomites. They follow the 2/3 of Israel. They made Babylon the Great, America, their rest. So that's what that's going into. Let's get it in the Good News Translation, the GNT. Hebrews 13:13. Let us then go to him outside the camp and share his shame. See, because we have to bear our cross the same way he did. Tell me, what Israelite, what so-called Black, Latino, Native American, Indian, the Israelites, the lost 12 tribes, who all of our people are bearing his cross, the shame, separating from their society? Not a lot, only a remnant. That's why you don't come across an Israelite too often. Many are called, few are chosen. So amongst that calling, even fewer are going to be sincere and genuine, actually doing the right things in faith, in the name of Yahushua. Verse 14. For there is no permanent city for us here on earth. We are looking for the city which is to come. And what's that? The city of perpetual peace, Jerusalem, the kingdom of heaven, headed by, headed by Yahushua, appointed by Yahweh, right? And the kingdom of heaven for eternity. That's the city of peace, Jerusalem. What other nation is the city of peace? Scriptures say, mark the perfect man, for the end of that man is peace. And what's perfect? Thy law is perfect. As I think it's Psalm 19:7 or 19:17. The laws of the Most High is perfect. So, people got to understand what this is all about. Not just speaking the prosperity gospel, it's all madness and foolishness. We suffer now, and we're going to prosper for that suffering for eternity in the future. That's that city to come. Okay, let's see. Ezekiel, I believe that was it. Let me double check. Okay, yeah, that's it. Psalms or Ezekiel 2, I think I read it. Let me double check. Okay, verse 7. We'll read verse 6 again. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, which neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. You see, this is going to the Israelites, but we know the words of the Most High are timeless. It's going into in these last days as well. Our people are rebelled. Scripture, as Most High said, ye will rebel more and more. They're waxing worse and worse. The 2/3 Israelites and the 1/3 Israelites are shining brighter and brighter until that perfect day when Yahweh shall return. Verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. You know, the 2/3 are very rebellious. They hate the words of the Most High, and they want to follow the heathen to their own destruction of eternal, that hellfire, that thermonuclear fire. That's the hellfire, the eternal fire that will destroy for a season, and then they'll come back in the kingdom of heaven through the loins of the 1/3 elect and learn the true proper ways of the Most High. All Israel shall be saved at the end, but they have to suffer that second death. That second death is fire, the thermonuclear fire, and the chariot laser beam fire. Ezekiel 3:8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. Verse 9. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. See, 2/3 rebels of Israelites against the Most High, and 1/3 Israelites. They go without the camp. They go without those 2/3 rebellious house of Saul, right? But they bear their cross. The 1/3 elect bears their cross and follows the Messiah Yahweh Shah into salvation. At the end, we suffer now manifold oppression from the so-called black woman and Latino woman, Native American Indian woman. You know, putting with the child, they're in bed and in league with the so-called white man, the serpent, the Esau Edom, putting us on child support, putting us through those wicked, the web of wicked injustice in the injustice system, destroying the so-called black man, so-called Hispanic man, so-called Native American Indian man. It's pure wickedness. And the Most High is going to judge them for that. Psalm 118 and verse 1. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. His chastening is for a season, his mercy is forever. So that's our benefit, and we're so fortunate. We don't understand how fortunate we are for that. Psalm 60, let me see something. Psalm 118 and 1, verse 2. Hold up. I think I'm messing up. Yeah, I messed up. That's still a good verse. Psalms 119 and verse 1. I think we have 118. That's what I did. Typo. Righto. Give me 1 second. Psalm 118 and not 119 and 118. Slack it, man. Let me look it up real quick. Psalm 119. Okay. I believe it's this one. Psalms 119 and 113. I hate vain thoughts, but thy law do I love. You see? Vain thoughts. So you see right here in the same precept, vain and law. Vanity is the opposite of the law, and the law is the opposite of vanity. So vanity means emptiness, and the law is heavy and it has all the weight. So David's saying here, I hate empty thoughts, but thy law do I love. So when you say, so Christianity says the laws are done away with, well, they immediately have become vanity. They've become nothing. Why? Because the laws don't. The law is everything, and their thoughts are vanity because they're thinking about everything but the laws of the Most High. Psalm 63 and verse 6. When I remember thee upon my bed and meditate on thee in the night watches. You see, we meditate upon, we just saw what the thoughts are that we're supposed to have, not vanity, not, having fun and doing whatever in Babylon the Great that has endless, joyous, events, right? But we think upon the laws of the Most High to our preservation. And we're not thinking about empty thoughts. Salaki, give me 1 second. Grab a seat here. Okay, so Psalm 63 and verse 6. So we meditate upon the Most High. So not right now we're watching at nighttime. We're watching, and because when the laws are removed, it's dark. So when the sun goes away, the sun is like the law. It's the light of the day, right? So the laws are the light of day. So when you remove it, then the nighttime comes. So that's what that's going into. Going back to Psalms chapter 119 and verse 2. No, not 2. Man, what's 119 and verse 1. I think 119. Let's see. 114. Thou art my hiding place and my shield. I hope in thy word. We put on the full armor of the Most High, right? And what's the word of the Most High? We'll go to 1 John chapter 2 and verse 4. He saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments. It's like, let me read that again. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keepeth his word, see, that's what his commandments are, his word. Whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of Yahweh perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. So you're not in the Most High if you're not keeping his words, if you're not keeping his commandments. His word and his commandments are interchangeable. They're one and the same. So he that says the laws are done away with is a liar, and the truth is not in him. He that keepeth not the commandments of the Most High, he that says the laws are done away with, he is a liar, and the Most High is not in him. and that's Christianity. The Most High is not in, it's not dealing with Christianity. The Most High is not in Christianity. Satan is in Christianity and every other denomination, because they don't teach thus saith the Lord. They don't teach His commandments. They eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, whatever they want to do. They're not becoming a new creature. They're just they're just freestyling whatever comes upon their own wicked, dark, carnal mind. Psalms 139, and it makes you an enemy of the Most High, and you're hateful to the Most High. There's love and hate. Love is keeping His commandments. Let's get that. What is love? Is keeping the Most High's commandments. 1 John 3 and 4, I think it is. No, it's 5 and 3. 1 John 5 and 3, for this is the love of Yahweh and the name Yahushai, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. People try to say we can't keep all the commandments. Well, technically we can't, because we don't have we can't keep the sacrificial law of burning, of sacrificing the animals and the sin offerings and the burnt offerings and everything. So technically we can't, but they say that to be wicked and to eat pork and shrimp, crab, and lobster, and to be and to lust after another man's wife and covet another man, his neighbor's wife, and any and every other thing that he want to covet, right? So and have lust and desire for. So that's their excuse to be filthy and degenerate. That's not of the Most High. His commandments are not grievous, meaning his commandments are not hard to keep. It's not hard to not strike and punch your neighbor, right? Or even kill and murder your neighbor. That's not hard to do. Scripture speak about in Romans 12 and 18, I believe, as all that lieth within you, be at peace with all men. That's what the commandments are about, being at peace with all men. It's not hard to be at peace. Sit back and relax and don't do anything wicked towards your neighbor. That's not a hard thing to do. It's not grievous. But wicked men act like the commandments are grievous to keep. It's not hard to not lie. It's not hard to slander. It's not hard to not slander somebody, right? Murder their character and assassinate their character. Very plain. Very plain. So Psalms 139 and verse 22. Let's see. We'll start at verse 20. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. And we know that Christianity chiefly does that, and all false denominations like Roman Catholicism on down. Verse 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? Verse 22. I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. You see, as I made a video a few years back, saying we are given emotions to use spiritually and not physically, not carnally. Spiritual hatred is righteous because the law is spiritual. We're analyzing everything with a spiritual lens. Anything that's carnal and wicked, that's not according to the law, we hate. That's why we're supposed to do what? Hate the evil and love the good. Isaiah 59 and 15. Yeah, truth faileth over here in Babylon the Great and in Christianity and Roman Catholicism and all not false denominations. What? The truth failed, and the truth is the laws, commandments of the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. So when you say the laws are not done away with, you're departing from evil and you make yourself a prey. And when you say that, false Christianity demons want to try to prey upon you and slander you and account your name and character for evil. But they're the evil ones. You make yourself a prey to them because they're going to try to come up against you for speaking righteousness. And the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. And we know that America's court systems is the ultimate injustice system, right? The Most High see that we get the harshest penalties, and the lightest, and the so-called white man get the lightest sentences. That's there's no true judgment here, and depending upon how much money you have, you can get off, and if you don't have that much money or have no money, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer the most. So righteous judgment don't go forth. That's what judgment is. Judgment is that which is righteous. It's no respect of persons. It's no respect of finances. And it's no respect of genders. And we know that this society, America, it deifies and has made the woman a god, a goddess. And she can do no wrong. Even when she does nothing but wickedness, she's excused. But a brother, so-called black man, especially the top tribe of Judah, the top man on earth, the so-called black man, he can't even walk the wrong way without getting a maximum sentence. And that court system is being destroyed. So-called white man is the ultimate beta male that loves to destroy a brother. Psalms 34 and verse 21. Verse 21. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The court systems that hate the evil that hate the so-called black man and the Latino man, Native American Indian man, the Israelites, evil is going to slay them, and that's just evil. Because the scriptures say, whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. So he's sown wickedness, and he's sown evil, and just evil is going to slay him. And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. And what's righteous? The commandments, and having faith in Yahweh, and only the elect will do that. And so and we know that everyone hates the so-called, everyone knows that, everyone hates the hopeful elect that's sincere and genuine and righteous through their faith in the rehearsing of the righteous acts of keeping the commandments in the name of Yahweh Shai. Verse 22, the Lord Yahweh and the name Yahweh Shai redeemeth the soul of his servants. The servants of the prophets. It begins with the prophets under Yahweh Shai, right? Under Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And the men and women of the 130 elect that believe and have faith. That's the elect found written in the book of life. The Lord Yahweh redeemeth the soul of the just in the name of Yahweh Shai, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. So not one that trusts in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai and the Holy Spirit in the name of Yahweh Shai, they will never be desolate. The elect are going to be straight. They're going to be good. Psalms 119 and 115. Depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my power, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. So they better depart from the hopeful elect, because the Most High is going to protect them and judge those that are surrounding them and destroying them and oppressing them and hating them. And hating the Most High. Romans 9 and 29. And as Isaiah said before, Isaiah, that's a bad Greek translation into the English of Isaiah. And as Isaiah said before, except the Lord Yahweh of Sabaoth had left us a seed, that's the remnant, 1/3. We had been as Sodom, and we've been made like unto Gomorrah. So we would have been as Sodom and Gomorrah. And how did Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed? By hellfire, and fire and brimstone. That the Most High rained down fire and brimstone upon Sodom and Gomorrah, And that's the end of this society as a whole. That's the second death. On a large scale, that thermonuclear fire destroying them. The Lord of Sabaoth. And one would say, what is Sabaoth? Let's go ahead and get it. Lord of Sabaoth, Lord of the armies of Israel. And our army, we have no army in the flesh. We have a spiritual army, the so-called UFOs, the chariots. The Lord of the armies of Israel, as those who are under the leadership and protection of Yahweh, maintain his cause in war. That's Yahweh. That's the chariots. It's going to destroy all the heathen. All right, so next verse, James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, that's slavery, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And now when modern day slavery, economical slavery, because, he take all kind of taxes out and everything, right? But chiefly, we're being destroyed and we're not being paid nowhere near what we deserve for our labors. He make no account of the majority of our labors. He made no account during slavery, and he make a small account, a small fraction of a percentage of what we truly make. Because in security, when security officers that are working those there's contracts that security companies have with like Walmart and the mall, so forth and so on, right? To provide a service of security officers to protect, to deter criminality, to deter criminal activity, right? Because that's what a security officer is, a deterrent. So these companies have contracts with these other retail corporations and they're being paid, and they pay them so much an hour for that security to be patrolling. And so they getting paid like hundreds per hour for security at their corporate businesses, right? And then those that run that security business that has that contract with that corporation, those retail companies, right? They hire security officers and security guards and pay them pennies per hour compared to what they're being paid per hour by the corporation to provide security guards. So say they're making $200 an hour for a security guard to be there, on their premises to deter theft. Well, they paying security guards $15, $20, something that's going up a little bit more, especially with inflation. Just say $22 an hour. They making $200, $300 an hour, and they pocketing all that and just giving the security guard pennies. That's how it goes. It's a very evil, wicked, filthy system. They're not making account of your labors. And he does that especially to the so-called blacks. Like hotels that employ, housekeeping. Well, they're making a ton of money per hour, and they're paying those housekeepers pennies. And those are Issacharites of the Northern Kingdom that's cleaning those hotels, right? So that's what's going on. Verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. So those that are being oppressed, the Israelites, by the so-called white man, our prayers are being heard by the Most High. He's going to destroy them for it. Lord of the armies of Israel, as those who are under the leadership and protection of Yahweh maintain his cause in wars. That's heavy. The remnant, 1/3 Israelites found in the book of life, they're under the leadership and protection of Yahweh. He's going to have that covering over the 1/3 elect. Lord willing, we have that covering of that number. Psalm 119 and verse 118. I think 118. What's for 116? Verse 116. Uphold me according unto thy word, that I may live, and let me not be ashamed of my hope. Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. And that's the Israelites. And I will sell out people. They want to try to make the heathen joint heirs in that. It's ironic and funny that no heathen is trying to include so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, and defending them and trying to graft them into their reign right now, because you will never see any heathen trying to make the case for a so-called black man, a so-called Latino man, nor a so-called Native American Indian man to graft them into their benefits of enjoying Babylon the Great and the economical structure. Our people are slaves. Our people love the heathen. They want to engraft. And they'll fight their brother tooth and nail wickedly to try to graft in heathen that will never fight tooth and nail for them. Our people are sellouts. That's why they must be destroyed and die on this side. Our nation is the only nation that does not understand nationhood and brotherhood. They want to have and that's Israel's problem since the beginning. That's why the Most High gave Israel a king, because they wanted to have a king like the heathen had a king. And then, so that show you who the Israelites are. No other nation is like that other than the Israelites. No other nation like that other than so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. They all want to live like the heathen and live amongst the heathen, but the heathen don't want nothing to do with them. Our people are silly, foolish children. And then they'll fight you tooth and nail. It's an abomination. Psalm 34:5. They're of the baser sort, not of the higher sort. And I say that, in sincerity, just speaking the facts and the truth. No one's offended at wicked 2/3 for arguing brothers down, for loving their own. But when those same men call out the wicked, those that hate them, now it's a problem. They're hypocrites. They don't call out those wicked 2/3 that hate their brother for trying to speak about nationhood and brotherhood. Psalm 34:5. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. You see, that's a true illumination, a true Illuminati on the right-hand side. There's two to everything, a right and left-hand side of everything. The right-hand side of Illuminati, or being enlightened and being enlightened by the Most High, is the elect coming into the truth. And their faces were not ashamed. We're not ashamed of the truth of the Most High. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Psalms 37:19. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. And the ultimate evil time is the last days. The days of Jacob's trouble. The hour of temptation. If you're going to receive that grain of rice or not, to buy and sell. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. You see, because if you can't buy or sell, you can't buy food, and that's going to cause a famine to yourself, unless you have that chip to be able to buy and sell. But when you trust the Most High, let's read verse 18. Verse 18. The Lord Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai, knoweth the days of the upright. Those are the ones that keep the commandments, the elect. And their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So it's going into the elect being satisfied and not starving when Jacob's trouble hit. When that microchip hits, where you can't buy or sell without that thing, that grain of rice. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, behold, my servants shall eat. That's the 130 elect. But ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. We just read into the elect not being ashamed, and the famine is not going to affect the elect. When you trust in the Most High, you should never be ashamed. You're going to be sustained through it all until Yahweh shall return to beam up the elect. So we're here to hate the evil and love the good, and not be afraid of the wicked that try to hate us and come up against us. We stay strong and stand strong in Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. With that being said, I hope this video was edifying. The water to the Hakodash Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai for another video. Until the next video, I say, Shalom.